Hello guys, this is Jester again of MTG Jester YouTube channel. So we are still on our journey of guild kit openings, and today we are already at the 7th part of the 10-part video. So now we need to call on to our inner beast, embrace our inner rage and fury, release our animalistic side, because we are joining the Gruul clan and smashing some things to beat. So today, as you can see, we are opening the Gruul guild kit held by Victor the Unbound with a new art, of course. And before that, we will get again a pack from our box. So here we pick one Zendika Rising Collector Booster Pack. So we would like to thank again Mr. Jonel Dumlao of Ordo Online Hobby and Card Shop. So he was the one who provided us with this one. So I still have here the letter also, letter J. And again, also we would like to thank Mr. J.R. Shanti Korean for all of our guild kits. He is the owner of Nisa and Hikaru Hobby Shop. So we can start now. So Gruul clan, usually, or the tribal, or the group which are not into the modernization of the Ravnica guild, so they still practices their old ways. So more like a tribe of people or group of people, but they also have this releasing their animalistic instinct in everything they do. Then here says we still have the same thing that we got from other boxes or other kits, except for the mark of the Gruul. So here, Gruul clans. Welcome to the Gruul clans. Box is full of things that break other things. So go break everything. So one word to describe the Gruul clan is breaking. So now we have here our standard deck box with the logo of the Gruul, and also we have the sticker and our insert. So let's read what they said. It's so simple. So only 4 words according to the Gruul: burn, smash, fight, win. So that's how simple the Gruul are. Then you have the showcase legendary creature here, Victor. That's how simple the Gruul are. So now we are to see our dice. So this is our 20-sided dice, but it doesn't really showcase the color of the Gruul because white is being used here. Although there's a spotting of red in the dice, but it didn't capture really the color of the Gruul, which is red and green. So only green here with some spotting of red, and the mark is white. Then we have also our guild pin. Although in the flavor wise, Gruul will not use any guild pins because they will, or they want to apply still their old ways. And here we have our reconstructed deck and our legendary creature. So our legendary creature, the one helming the box, is Victor the Unbound. So there's a new art also. So Victor the Unbound is a 6-2 cast 6/6 legendary creature, Ogre Warrior. So 4 generic and 1 combination of Gruul colors. So it's green and red. He has vigilance and reach, and he attacks each turn combat if able. Also here, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, Victor deals 6 damage to that player. So the deck you need to make for him is a centric or a creature centric deck. So at least you will not be punished that often. So this is our first card. So before we open also our reconstructed deck, we will just set this aside. So at least we can continue in showcasing the other cards. So there you go. We'll just move this one this side. Then we will put our legend here. So the first thing we see here, or first card we see here, is Birds of Paradise. I don't know how many times Birds of Paradise already been reprinted, but nonetheless it's a good pull also. So Birds of Paradise is a 1-2 cast 0/1 creature bird. So 1 green only to paid. It has flying, and we can tap this one to add any color of mana to our mana pool. It says here, long ago, Birds of Paradise littered the skies. Thanks to the city's sprawl, most now exist as pets of society's elite. There. Our next rare is a Emulation Shaman, and also will be our first word. So Emulation. Emulation Shaman is a 2-2 cast 1/3 creature Viashino Shaman. So 1 generic and 1 red. Then whenever an opponent activates an ability of an artifact, creature, or land that isn't a mana ability, this card will deal 1 damage to that player. It has also the activated ability of pay 5, 3 generic and double red. So this card or this creature gets +3/+3 and gains menace until end of turn. Then the Shaman or the Viashino Shaman says here, hello, kindling. So this is our first word, Emulation. Next we have Burning Tree Shaman, a 3-2 cast 3/4 creature Centaur Shaman. So 1 generic and 1 set of the Gruul colors. And here, whenever a player activates an ability that isn't a mana ability, Burning Tree Shaman deals 1 damage to that player. Then, flavor text is, Gruul Shamans are bent on punishing the civilized. Any act more complex than rubbing sticks together or eating with utensils is met with the stinging burn of their magic. There. So even though the Gruul still practice the old ways, it also includes their magic. Next we have another legendary creature. So Ulash, the Hate Seed, a 4-2 cast 0/0 legendary creature, Hellion Hydra. So 2 generic and 1 combination or 1 set of the Gruul colors. So when it enters the battlefield, it will have a +1/+1 counter for each other red, and +1/+1 counter also for each other green creature we control. Then it has the activated ability of pay 1 generic, remove a +1/+1 counter from Ulash, and choose one of the 2 abilities. So Ulash deals 1 damage to target creature or create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token. There. Next we have is Rumbling Slum. So Rumbling Slum is a 4-2 cast 5/5 creature elemental. So 1 generic, 1 pair of Gruul color, and an extra green mana. So at the beginning of our upkeep, this card will deal 1 damage to each player. Says here, the Orzhov contract the Izzet to animate slum districts and vanish them to the waste. The Gruul adopt them and send them back to the city for vengeance. So next rare we have is Giant Solifuge. So Giant Solifuge also is our second word, Solifuge. So Giant Solifuge is a 4 to cast for 1 creature insect. So 2 generic and 2 combination of either of the Gruul colors, green to red. So either we give them or use 2 green or 2 red or 1 green and 1 red. So it has haste, also trample, and shroud. Then Mandor Celestia Ranger says here, we respect all life forms, but this one we respect from a distance. So that's our second word, Solifuge. And our third rare is Rubble Belt Raiders. So Rubble Belt Raiders is a 4 to cast 3/3 creature human warrior. So 1 generic and 3 combination of the Gruul colors, or either 3 green or 3 red, or any combination of that color. So when this attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each attacking creatures we control. Then Nikki of the Old Ways says here, this city will perish, and Gruul will cheer us. The boar god crushes the last bricks into dusk or dust. There you go. Next we have a Skargan Firebird. So Skargan Firebird is a 6 to cast 3/3 creature phoenix. So 6 to cast for generic and 2 red. It has the Bloodthirst ability. So Bloodthirst ability is the very first ability of the Gruul clan. So it was showcased to us when we was introduced to the Ravnica City of Guilds for the first time. So here he has Bloodthirst 3. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, this creature enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. So it's more like Unleash from the Rakdos. So since this is a Phoenix, he has also flying and an activated ability that says pay 3 red. We can return this card from our graveyard to our hand, but we can only activate this ability if an opponent was dealt damage this turn. So we can use this one like instant ability as long as we don't damage to any opponent. Next we have a Rubble Hulk. So Rubble Hulk is a 6 to cast star for power and toughness creature elemental. So 4 generic and 1 set of Gruul colors. So its power are each equal to number, or each power, or this card's power and toughness are each equal to number of the lands we control. Then it has the ability Blood Rush. I think Blood Rush is the second ability that the Gruul clan adopted when we again visited Ravnica. So it has Blood Rush 3. So 1 generic and 1 combination of the Gruul color. We can discard this card, and target attacking creature gets +3 or +X rather until end of our turn, where X is the number of our lands. So there. Next we have a mythic, a Ravager Worm. So Ravager Worm is a 6 to cast 4/5 creature worm. So 3 generic, 1 green, and a set of the Gruul colors. So it has the ability Riot, the current ability of the Gruul clan. So Riot is when this creature enters the battlefield, you have the choice to either put a +1/+1 counter on this creature or have it have haste. Then when this enters the battlefield, you can choose up to 1 of its two abilities. First ability is Ravager Worm fights target creature we don't control. And the last ability is we can destroy target land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability. Next we have here is a Protean Hulk, and maybe this will be also our third word. So Protean. So Protean Hulk is a 7 to cast 6/6 creature beast. So 5 generic and 2 green. Then when this dies, we search our library for any number of creature cards that will total converted mana cost of 6 or less and put them into the battlefield. Then we shuffle our library. Here Borigmus says, meat and eggs we eat. So there we have our third word, Protean or Protean. Next we have a legendary creature, one of the original legendary creature of Gruul clan that was revealed to us when we first visited Ravnica. So we have here Borborygmos, a 7 to cast 6/7 legendary creature Cyclops. So 3 generic and 2 sets of Gruul colors. So it has trample, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, we put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control. So it says here by Teysa Karlov, it's easy to see why those Gruul dirtbags follow him. The only orders he gives are crush them, and we eat. There you go. So it's a good also addition to our legendary collection because I still don't have this copy. Next we have a Savage-born Hydra. So Savage-born Hydra is an X with 1 set of Gruul color. So it's a 0/0 creature Hydra. It has also double strike, and it enters the battlefield with equal to the mana spent per X for its counters or +1/+1 counters. And also have the ability of pay 2, 1 generic and 1 either of the Gruul colors, green or red. So we put a +1/+1 on this card. We can only activate this ability only the time we can activate sorcery. Next we have here an enchantment, Cinderbinds, a 2 to cast. So 1 set of Gruul colors. So whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, Cinderbinds deals 1 damage to that player. And also here we can pay 1 generic and sacrifice this card. We destroy target artifact or enchantment. Then Cinderbinds deal 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Next we have the last rare or mythic of the box, but this time it's a rare. So we have Wormweaver Coil. So Wormweaver Coil is a 6 to cast enchantment aura that can enchant only a green creature. So 4 generic and 2 red. So it says here, enchanted creature gets +6 or +6/+6. It has the ability pay 3 green, sacrifice this aura. We create a 6/6 green worm creature token. Flavor text says here, some use magic to spy through walls, others use it to crush them. So that's our last rare of the box. Then here we have our token. So we have here 5 green worm tokens. At the back of them we have the 5 green saprolings. So there you go. Now we go to our non-basic lands. So we have a set of guild gates with 2 art. Then we have also a set of our Pans land, Gruul Turf. Then we have the exclusive guild kit basic lands. So here we have 8 mountains, we have 8 forests that marks or bear the marks of the Gruul clan. Then finally we are to proceed with our commons and uncommons of the box. So we have here 2 copies of Gruul Signet, a Gruul Charm, a Pit Fight, we have Rhythm of the Wild. This is a really good card for tokens and other creature base with each deck. We have Flames of the Race Boar, we have Savage Twister, then we have a split card, Collision and Colossus. We have also a Skargan Spit Skulk, a Wasteland Vampire or Viper rather, 2 of Clan Guild Mage, then a pair of Scab Clan Mauler, 1 Zurta Druid, a Zurta Goblin, a Burning Tree Emissary, Gork Clan Rampager, Sunder Shaman, and finally a Zurta Swine. So that is the content of our Gruul Guild Kit. So now we will proceed to the pack to be rebuilt. So we have here the Zendikar Rising Collector Booster Pack. So here we have a foil showcase Spitfire Lagak. Then we have a foil full art treatment of the modal lands. So this one is a Cragground Pathway which can transform or can be chosen to use as Timber Ground Pathway. Next we have a Planeswalker, a mythic one. So Nissa of the Shadowed Boughs. So Nissa of Shadowed Boughs is a 6 to cast, or rather 4 to cast for loyalty legendary Planeswalker Nissa. So 2 generic and 1 set of the Golgarian colors. So 1 green and 1 black. So it has the ability of landfall. So whenever a land enters the battlefield on our control, we put 1 loyalty counter to Nissa of Shadowed Boughs. It has also the +1 ability of untap target land we control. We can have it become a 3/3 elemental creature with haste and menace until end of turn. So it's still a land. And its ultimate is a -5 loyalty counters. We can put a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands we control onto the battlefield from our hand or graveyard with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So this one is also a good addition to our Planeswalker collection. So I already showcased to you that I already have the normal foil version or the original foil version of Nissa of Shadow's Bound. So this one is the extended art or the full art and in alternate art of this Nissa. Next we have here a foil rare. So it's a model card. So Valakut Awakening, a 3 to cast instant. So 2 generic and 1 red. Says here, put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library. Then draw that many cards. Also says here, by Tars Ulan, Stoneforge Mystic, my ancestors reshaped the world to their vision. I have a few ideas of my own. So let's see what's in the back of that card. So at the back of this model card is a land card. So a Valakut Stoneforge, a land that comes into play tap and produces 1 red whenever it is tap for mana. So Tars Ulan's Stormford's Mystics also says here, I can hear the echo of their hammers, long stilled. So there we go. Next we have a crag plate ballot. So crag plate ballot, and I think this will be our fourth word, crag. So crag plate ballot is a 7 to cast 6/6 creature beast, 5 generic and 2 green. It has this kicker cost of 3 mana, so 2 generic and 1 green. So this spell cannot be countered. Also has hexproof and haste. So when this spell will be kicked, it enters with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. So this is our fourth word, crag. It is in a extended art treatment. Next we have a territorial sidecut in its showcase form. Also in showcase form we have Dreadworm. Then we have a full art swamp foil. We have also here Sejiri Glacier, a model card with front side of Sejiri Shelter. Then we have the cute one, a Canyon Jerboa in foil. Now we also have here Vanquish the Weak, Expedition Champion, a Skyclave Sentinel, and lastly we have our Kazando Stomper, and also will be our fifth word, Stomp. So Kazando Stomper is a 6 to cast 6/5 creature beast. So when it enters the battlefield, we can return, or we need to return up to 2 lands from our live when our battlefield to our hand. So 5 generic and 1 green. Says here in the playboard text, elves revere cycles of renewal, but they prefer cycles that don't involve their homes getting smashed. So this one goes well with the theme of the Gruul. So there. That's our final word, Stomp. I need to focus for why. There, Stomp, or for the Stomper. So now we finish opening all